Have you ever met someone and instantly, without a single piece of real information, felt like they were incredibly smart, kind, and trustworthy? Maybe it was because they had a great smile, a powerful handshake, or just an amazing sense of style. You were immediately drawn to them, and in your mind, every other positive trait just fell into place. What if I told you that this instant, powerful judgment was a complete trick your brain played on you? This is one of the most powerful and sneaky psychological biases that influences every decision you make, from who you hire at work to who you trust with your secrets. It's called the halo effect, and it's the reason a single positive impression can blind you to a person's real flaws. The truth about how your brain falls for this trick is much more shocking than you think. Stick around to the very end, because the most important tip to break free from this trap is coming up, and it might just change your life. So, what exactly is the halo effect? Simply put, it's a cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person, an organization, or a brand influences how we feel and think about their character or products. A single positive trait like attractiveness, charisma, or even just being well-spoken creates a halo or a positive glow that makes us perceive other unrelated traits as also positive. This isn't a conscious decision. It's an automatic subconscious shortcut our brains take. For example, if you find someone physically attractive, your brain automatically assumes they are also more intelligent, more successful, and even more moral than a less attractive person. This bias doesn't stop at looks. A person who is well-spoken is often perceived as smarter, even if their ideas are not that great. An athlete who is a great player on the field might be viewed as a great person off the field, regardless of their actual behavior. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to dive into some real-world examples that will make you rethink every first impression you've ever had. This effect is everywhere, and it can have some serious consequences. Think about the workplace. Studies have shown that physically attractive people are more likely to be hired, more likely to be seen as competent, and even more likely to receive higher salaries. It's an unfair advantage that has nothing to do with their actual skill set. In the classroom, teachers are more likely to grade an essay from a well-behaved, likable student more favorably than the exact same essay from a less likable student. In marketing, companies use beautiful, popular celebrities to sell products because they know that the celebrity's positive image will create a halo effect that makes their product seem better, even if it's not. This bias also plays a huge role in the legal system, where attractive defendants are often given lighter sentences than their less attractive counterparts. Here's a deeper layer. The halo effect isn't only positive, can work in reverse. The horns effect, sometimes called the reverse halo, occurs when one negative trait colors your perception of everything else about that person. Maybe someone made one mistake, or perhaps they had a slightly awkward demeanor, and suddenly your brain assumes they are unreliable, untrustworthy, or less capable in every area. Both the halo and horn effects demonstrate how fragile and biased our judgments are when based on incomplete information. Think about how often this happens in your personal life. First impressions on dating apps, first meetings with colleagues, or even the first 30 seconds of a Zoom call. These snap judgments can have long-lasting consequences, so why are we so susceptible to this trap? The main reason is that our brains are fundamentally lazy, but in an efficient way. Cognitive shortcuts like the halo effect allow us to make fast judgments without analyzing every detail. This efficiency has evolutionary roots. In ancient times, quickly assessing whether a stranger was friendly or dangerous could be life-saving. Today, though, it can lead us astray. The second reason is that the halo effect is closely tied to confirmation bias. Once a halo is established, our brains actively look for evidence that confirms our initial positive impression and, just as importantly, ignore or dismiss any information that contradicts it. If you believe someone is trustworthy because of their charismatic personality, you will likely overlook that one time they told a small lie, Let's bring this even closer to home. Social media amplifies the halo effect massively. You might follow someone on Instagram because they post beautiful photos. Over time, you begin to assume they must also be interesting, smart, and successful in real life, even though you know virtually nothing about their personality, habits, or ethics. This can distort how you view peers, celebrities, or influencers, making you overly trusting or overly critical based on superficial traits. The same bias influences online reviews. A product with a flashy website, beautiful packaging, or charismatic endorsement is often assumed to work better, even if objective data says otherwise. Awareness of these patterns can save you money, time, and emotional energy. But here's something even more surprising. The halo effect can shape group dynamics and social hierarchies in ways you never realized. For example, in teams, a single confident and charismatic member can be perceived as the smartest or most competent, leading to them dominating discussions, influencing decisions, or being promoted over others who may actually be more qualified. Political leaders, CEOs, or public figures often benefit from a halo created by charisma or media portrayal, even when their actual track record is mixed. This explains why first impressions in high-stakes environments are so critical, and why professionals spend so much time carefully crafting their appearance, demeanor, and public image. So how can we fight back against the halo effect? The first and most crucial step is awareness. Simply knowing that this bias exists is your first line of defense. The next time you find yourself making an instant judgment about someone, stop and take a breath. Ask yourself, am I judging this person based on what I actually know, or on a superficial impression? This small act of self-awareness is the key to breaking the cycle. But just being aware isn't enough. The second step is to separate your evaluation of traits. In the workplace, when you're evaluating a colleague, try to evaluate their work completely separately from your personal feelings about them. When you're meeting someone new, consciously try to find a few pieces of neutral or even negative information to balance out your initial positive impression. This forces your brain to work harder and make a more accurate judgment. And here's the surprise I promised you. The absolute biggest secret to overcoming the halo effect is to practice giving the benefit of the doubt, instead of giving a halo to those who are already perceived as positive. Intentionally give a chance to those who are often overlooked. This isn't about being naive. It's about consciously training your brain to see beyond a negative first impression. The person who is quiet in the meeting may have the most brilliant idea. The person who dresses unconventionally might have the most honest heart. The more you practice looking for the positive in unexpected places, the more you break the power of the halo. This isn't just about how you judge others. It's about how you judge yourself. The less you let others' superficial traits influence you, the less you will worry about your own. Self-perception is subject to the same bias. If you feel unattractive or awkward, your brain may assume you're less capable overall. Challenging these automatic judgments in yourself and others leads to greater fairness, empathy, and wisdom. This isn't about becoming a master manipulator. It's about shifting your mindset from making passive, automatic judgments to being an empowered, fair, and objective decision-maker. It's about reclaiming your brain from subtle psychological traps and redirecting your energy toward seeing people for who they truly are. The journey to freedom from the halo is ongoing, but with each small step's time you choose to look deeper or give someone a second chance, you chip away at its power. You become more discerning, more compassionate, and more self-aware. So start today, right now. Take a moment to think of one small, courageous action you can take, free from the influence of the halo effect. Maybe it's striking up a conversation with someone you would normally overlook, or simply trying to find something positive to say about someone you don't instantly like. Every little act of self-trust builds momentum and moves you closer to true wisdom, fairness, and emotional freedom. Thanks for watching. And I hope this helps you make better judgments and build deeper connections. If you liked this video, you'll love my next one on why we procrastinate. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss it. What's the one thing you're going to do to fight the halo effect? Let me know in the comments below. Start small, start now, and remember, judge less superficially, look deeper, and free your mind from the biases you don't even realize shape your world. And remember, every time you challenge a snap judgment, you are strengthening your mind, protecting your relationships, and becoming a person who sees the true value in others, not just the value that first impressions try to sell you.